Listen, I'm out there collecting Taryn stories.
Yes.
And we all know the legendary, dare I say, legendary beef she had with you. Yes. I don't know why I just became English over the years.
Yes.
Do you have a wonderful Taryn story you can tell us either inside or outside the ring?
I mean, I'll tell probably more inside the ring because we don't want to tell too much info.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, there's so much. You know, first off, I don't know how many people have said this, but Taryn is one of those girls that I think a lot of people see this beautiful blonde girl, and so a lot of stereotypes might come to their mind. But I knew her from WWE before, and I knew that she was not like a ditzy blonde or whatever. That girl is smart, and I just knew she was a stunt woman too, so I knew how to just bring out that side of her, and I loved every moment of it. And listen, I have worked with the most physical, athletic, whatever girls, but I knew she was going to go toe-to-toe. The first time I met a girl that was going to go toe-to-toe in my craziness.
In your craziness.
The balls to the wall.
Right.
Physicality that I always dreamed of that no one would match, right?
Right.
And we did it. I mean, that girl wasn't, I love her to death. That we just have that instant connection, you know what I mean? That magical connection. And I just remember one time she had to play like she was like basically seducing my husband.
We don't really do those angles anymore.
I know.
Not quite PC those angles anymore.
She came out and she looked hot as ever, of course, in her lingerie. And I was like, pretend this is real, like in my head. Oh, if she was really going, and I started getting angry and angrier, and I came after her and I slapped the crap out of her. And of course, she was cool with it and she likes it, of course. But I'm just trying to think of anything else. Oh, there is one story, and this is probably a juicy story for wrestling fans. There's one time my back was so bad and I couldn't wrestle. I literally, and I'm not really a crier or anything like that or weak, you know, I'm strong, except I knew how bad my back was, and I found out we had to main event that night, and I literally was in tears. Like, I didn't know what to do. And it got to the point, and nobody knows this from my management back then, but I was so upset, I was ready to walk out because they were like, you got to do the match.
Right.
And she, being Taryn, the most loyal, amazing girl, was like, I'm right behind you. You walk out, I walk out. And I was
That's
like,
awesome.
That's just the integrity that she has. And that's one of the many reasons that I love this girl. And she's just a badass.
She is an all-around badass. Why do you think I have partnered with her? You think I'm dummy?
No.
Right?
I mean, I just met you, but I'm guessing that if you can keep up with Taryn, then you can keep up with anything.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're not tired of speaking about it, I'd love to ask you about Slammiversary because that is the one that sort of goes down as, right?
Yes.
So that night, was there something, like, did you feel it coming? Like, okay, no?
I mean, I knew I had faith in us.
Right.
But I never thought, I got tingles thinking about it. I have goosebumps.
Ladies and gentlemen, she has legit goosebumps.
Yes, I never thought it was going to turn out the magical way that it did. And I'm just really happy. And it goes down to all those stereotypes again. They didn't really expect a lot from the women. They didn't expect a lot from Taryn at that point because they really didn't know what she was capable of. But I did, you know, and when we came up with that finish, it was just like, okay, let's do it. And I suggested, are you okay with this? She's like, yeah, let's do it. And I was like, okay. And I mean, it turned out to be one of the most pivotal moments in both of our careers.
So I've watched it again recently because I've gone deep dive on Taryn now that we're getting so close.
Able to barely beat that 10 count. No. Oh, what does Gail have in mind now? Is she going for a damn pound driver on the ramp? He's going to try to end her career here. What the hell was that?
Like, how many feet was that you guys leapt off?
I don't know. And you know what? We didn't want to think about it.
Right.
You can't think about it.
You just went for it.
You just go for it.
And that's, I think, like...
That's why if you watch the match back, they literally said, we're not going to show the landing, and then they showed it in the replay.
Right.
Because they didn't know what it was. They were maybe not confident in us.
Right.
And we really didn't know how that was going to go down.
Right.
It was just like, we're going for it.
But that's what's so great about it is when even the audience like loses their mind in that way. Because wrestling fans, we've kind of seen everything. We've seen people come off the top of top. And when you guys go, like the pop that happens is like, oh shit! Because they weren't expecting it. You know, you guys were kind of like,
a lot of those moments it was like, oh my god, you know, where people did not expect, and it was almost like a delayed reaction. So when you get a delayed reaction, it was, I mean, I couldn't even hear the referee counting at the end of that match, and I've never experienced that before. And I was literally saying to her at the end, "Get up! I don't know where they're counting." Like I thought she could hear it because I couldn't hear anything.
Right.
And thank you, Taryn.